morning. I'm coming to you live from the Union Buildings in the nation's capital as we await the Springboks' arrival. Now, today officially means the commencement of the Webb Ellis Trophy parade. It will start out here in Pretoria, move through to Johannesburg and finally conclude at the F&B Stadium out in Soweto. And then tomorrow they move out into Durban, then Cape Town, and then they wrap things up for this leg of the trophy tour out in East London in the Eastern Cape. I'm standing next to me is a man that knows all too well about the sports of rugby. He played amateurs for the Sharks as well as the Springboks, and also played at professional level for the Springboks, not the Springboks, but we wanted the Springboks, right?
That was the goal. Yes, that was the goal, but I didn't get there. Yes, I didn't get there.
I am joined by Vuyo Mata. Now, Vuyo, let's see if you still got it. Move back a little. Let's see if she still got it. I'm not good at throwing. Okay, I must just warn you. Oh. I think you may have retired at the right time. I think your retirement was at the right time.
I'm a retired player, so that was a bit too high for me.
Let's talk about this World Cup and how much excitement we've seen around it. Just firstly, going into the World Cup, the team that was chosen to represent South Africa, I mean, there was just so many questions around certain players being put there as reserves, even though they had injuries. Initially, what did you make of that? I don't want you to speak now in hindsight, because we know how good it was having Handré Pollard there as one of our reserves.
Yes, I mean, I always thought that Manie Libbok had it in the bag, Vusiwe, because he was playing very well before the World Cup. I mean, he was the main factor in us defeating New Zealand in Twickenham 35-7. So I did not see him dropping out of the team. I did not see Handré Pollard at all coming into the team later on. I think it's just a pity that Manie Libbok could not keep those penalty kicks in. Otherwise, I think he was always the man to do the job. But I think in hindsight, Rassie Erasmus once again made the difficult decisions and put Handré Pollard back into the mix.
And those difficult decisions, certainly the whole country reaped the rewards of that. Let's talk about how close we left it in each and every single game, but how the experience of this side is what seemed to always get us over the line.
I think the guys did it in 2019. I think that's a big factor. The guys were there before in 2019. They knew what it took to win a World Cup, and they were willing to go to dark places during that World Cup. As well as those difficult decisions by Rassie Erasmus during those, especially against England, pulling Manie Libbok off in the first half. I mean, I was watching the game at home with a couple of mates, and we looked at each other to say, what is Rassie doing? But again, it paid off.
He did. New Zealand took us to a very dark place, and Siya Kolisi said it himself. He was like, they took us to a very dark place. But something I want us to think about now is we know that Jacques Nienaber's time with the Springboks is done for now. The way he speaks as a man that wants to come back at some point again. But who do you see replacing him as the head coach of the Boks?
I think, to be fair, because of the time with the Boks, Mzwanele Stick has to be a favourite to replace Jack. We've also got Dion Davis as well there, who's got an outside chance to come in if Rassie wants to look within the group. But outside the group, we do have very talented coaches in South Africa. John Dobson of the Stormers should be in there as well, is worth the mention, as well as Johan Ackerman, all the way in England. I think as well, he's done well in the past. I think he will come in and do well.
Before we throw back to the guys in studio, tell me, who of the players do you have a relationship with? Because we spoke about how you played at amateur as well as professional level out at the Sharks.
No, well, I don't have any relation with the players, but Mzwanele Stick, who I am rooting for to become the next head coach, I actually played with him in PE for Spring Roses as well as in Durban for Jaguars. So I'm rooting for Mzwanele to be the next Springbok coach. Yes, thanks.
Thank you so much. Vuyo Mata. He played amateur level for the Springboks as well as the Sharks, and professional level for the Sharks. We saw the catching skills not quite there. Maybe I can outdo you. Throw it to me. Throw it this way. Throw it this way. It's coming this way. Thando Mqoli. You see, me, I can play for the Springboks. All right, and of course, we are waiting for the team to arrive out here at the Union Buildings. They are expected to touch down here at around 8 a.m. and then formal proceedings will then get underway at 8:30. President Cyril Ramaphosa also expected to be here to do the official welcome of the Boks, as well as the Minister of the Department of Sport, Arts and Culture, or Minister Vusiwe Ngcobo. It does promise to be an exciting day. As you can see behind me, people also starting to trickle in, and we urge all the South Africans that are around the Pretoria area, do come through, get an opportunity to see the Springboks as well as the Webb Ellis Trophy.